Preserve your memory and favorite days. Come online to the newest craze. The digital scrapbook, the way you want it to look. With digital scrapbook kits, fun and full of wit. You log in today, you won't be able to quit. Come on over and you'll think it's the bomb. Nitwitcollection.com.
Hi everyone, it's LG once again. You're stuck with me for another video release here for our Bee-lightful collection. Our Bee-lightful collection was designed and thought of in terms of everybody's really into bees and spring is just around the corner. So we thought, let's kind of hurry it along a little bit. We are winter fans, but obviously when it hits March and stuff like that, the fandom kind of wears out. It's kind of like your team losing all the time. So welcome to our video introduction and video release of our Bee-lightful collection. As you see on the screen, this is our complete bundled collection. Again, for those of you who are not familiar with the bundled collection, this includes all 5 of our products, which comprises of our Bee-lightful collection, our FQB, our Bee-lightful 2 paper pack, our Bee-lightful Talk, which is our alpha, our Bee-lightful Solids, which is our solid paper pack, and also our Bee-lightful Little Bits, which is our clustered elements pack. None of these products have any duplicates in them, so you don't have to worry about purchasing each individual item or thinking you're going to get duplicates in this bundled version. And as well, when you buy it in the bundle, you save a total of 20% off if you were to buy those products individually. So hopefully you see the delight in this kit. And you can also purchase the bundled collection so that you know that you'll have tons and tons of creative options and all of them that are available. So let's get right to it and have a look at what actually is in the collection. Let's start off by looking at our FQB, and here we go into our background papers. So great background paper, nice white background with the bees. Obviously comes in a blue as well. We always like to give a lot of color combinations for those of you that are new to us. We like to give a color combinations just in the event that your project or your creative idea takes you in a little different direction. Here's some of the checks in the black, the yellow, a little bit stronger yellow depending on what you like, and as well into the daisies. Nice background, right? This is just these ones with the white background. I really like them when I make the cards because that way when you place your main element on them, you haven't got such a busy or a strong color going on. But these are also great accent papers to just have a paper showing in whether it's scrapbook layouts, cards, or any of your craft projects, mini albums or explosion boxes or whatever. This gives you so many options to create with. And here we go into the florals. The florals are always some of the prettiest papers in the kits. You have so many options with these, and again in the different colors, depending on how you want to use them. The florals are always great creative ones in order to be your main background and your source of inspiration. So here's honeycomb papers. How fitting, right? To have honeycombs in a bee collection. Who would have thought, right? Here we are into a pattern blue, just a nice muted pattern, just to give you a little bit of hint of something in there. Into our plaids. And there's the other colors of the plaids. And polka dots as well. It's always nice to have some simple patterns for when you get into something like our quilted honeycomb pattern. The quilts are, again, a great main background paper in order to highlight something, to give it that visual interest you're looking for. And then into some stitching black and also into the gray. These are great papers for accent papers, and you'll see I used one on one of my cards. Stripes, also good accent papers, and into some sunflowers. Always nice to have little different options, right? Tickings are always popular. Mary Fran always makes them, does a great job with them. And here we go into the elements. This is a border. Now, as we create our graph, Mary Fran creates the graphics for all crafting projects. We kind of consider, okay, what possibly is the largest that people would use, and that's digital scrapbooking, which creates in a 12 by 12 format, 12 inch by 12 inch. So these elements are all very large, so that it gives you the ability to shrink them without losing any resolution, and that way you can always utilize them for any of the crafts projects, no matter how large they are, and you still have a good quality element. Another border with a nice argyle stitch pattern into it, and kind of almost like a quilt border for you. Depends if you want a little bit more of a cottage chic kind of look, or maybe you wanted it a little more whimsical. There's options for both ways in here. The bows, obviously in the colors of the kit. And our bees. Here's our little guys, right? All again done in different views, so depending on how you want your bee to look. And there's our little queen bee. There's a couple of little queen bees in here because we need them as well. And here's our bee floating away from you. Again, a great option for if you're creating something. And there's our second queen bee here. Buttons. Those buttons are great little elements in order to add a little bit of interest on top of a background paper, on top of a ribbon, whatever the case may be. And here are our flowers. The bees like the flowers, so again, quite obvious that we would create some flowers in this kit. Obviously, you see there's several different styles, several different colors, so I'm sure you'll find something that actually works and suits the color palette and project that you're working on. Here's another different style of flower, a couple of these guys. And here's some hearts. Hearts are just great elements in order to back something, right? Where you have your main element on front of it. So that's why, again, we've given you so many options here with the hearts. There's actually 10 in this kit, so that you have any color palette you're working with, you have something to work. Here's our buzz on in. Mary Fran has a great sense of humor, and she uses that and blends that into the kit. So here's one example of it. The honey jars. The real crowning glory here, I think. These are what I liked working with the best when we were working with the kit. The fabric-like almost coverings to the lids, the little bit of twine that goes around. This is exactly like something you'd find at your local farmer's market or specialty store. Again, in a few different colors with little different sentiments on the front. These are the journal cards. So these are perfect where they're already decorated for you in these lower corners. But whether you want to write something on it, you want to have a little photo in here with a little bit of journaling on it. These have so many uses. You could put another element and build onto the clustering that's already been done and how it's been decorated. Whatever you choose to do. And here's another label. So on the honey jars, whether you wanted to use it on a honey jar and you wanted to write something different on it, these would work on there because they are the same shape. Or maybe you wanted to take and again use this like a journal card where you had a title, a name, a date, maybe a photo in here. There's so many ways to use these. Here's some leaves. So as you're decorating with your flowers, as you'll see in the flower clusters that are coming up in the little bits, you always need the leaves in order to help build that floral arrangement. And some singles as well, just in case those suit what you're looking to do. Here's some circular photo mats. Again, you could put a photo in the center. There is a background paper. I don't know if you can see it really on the screen. This is white in the inside, and it is actually a paper in there. But you certainly could layer your photo over the top. You could put your main element over the top. You could use it for so many different ideas. And ribbons. Ribbons are obviously great accessories in order to add a little bit more interest in maybe a little bit of a dead zone on your layout or your craft project or your card. Just to give a little strip in there, whether you're matching two papers, you have a paper on the top and a paper on the bottom, you want something to cover up the seam there. These are great elements to use for that. And here's some circle tags. Again, the circle tags you can use for so many uses, and you'll see one of the ways that Mary Fran decided to use it when we look at the little bits, the elements pack there, where she's got words on these. But you can also use them just as is. They're just great, interesting shapes. Or you could put a photo again in there. You could put in your own words and sentiment in there, whatever works for you. And there's 3 colors in that as well, so that you can match up with the color palette you're working with. My heart belongs to you. So again, within the theme of the kit, we have nice little word tags that you can easily place onto your craft projects. It helps you to complete them a little easier, and I'm sure that we probably have a few more fonts that we've purchased and put into our programs. So Mary Fran always tries to match the font with the feel of the kit as well for you. Now there also is the blank ones, so in case you had an idea for it and you thought, oh, I'd rather it said this or said that, you have that option as well. And this is a word art. Believe in yourself. Now in yourself is in white, so it may be a little hard to see on the screen, but right underneath it does say in yourself, so believe in yourself is a great word art. And we're back to the top. So that's the FQB. Let's have a quick look at the little bits, which is our elements pack. Now these are chalkboard. These are meant to look like chalkboard, and as you can see from the writing, it kind of looks like that now, doesn't it? Simply Bee-lightful and honey for sale. You're going to see we have a couple of others that are not in chalkboard later on, and again, in case your project kind of went in a different direction. A couple of blank ones for you. You can see one is larger than the other in case you have a little bit larger words or a little bit longer phrase, then you have that option in there. So as sweet as honey, these are into the word arts. And this is what we mean by our Little Bits Elements pack. You get these things already completed. All you have to do is put this onto your craft project and you're good to go. You've already have such a well done item and you don't have to put it in yourself. So you can see how Mary Fran used that believe in yourself word art from the FQB on this circular tag. Don't worry, be happy. And then into the flower clusters like I was talking about, there's the leaves. You can see how they've been arranged in there with the flowers to make a nice cluster. And again, here it is all clustered together for you. A nice little addition when sometimes when you're creating, you're a little short on time. Maybe you just don't feel comfortable creating something like this yourself where you're not sure about scale or how to layer what in there or whatever. Well, you already have great looking results. Why not go ahead and use those ones? And there's 3 of those in there, obviously different styles for you depending on what you're looking for. Hearts with already adorned. So again, that's why we put 10 hearts in there. You can see how you can build things up in order to make these just ideal looking elements. My heart belongs to you, and another duplicate heart. There's the Simply Bee-lightful and the Honey for Sale, as I mentioned, and now they're in white. So that way, like I said, if your project is going a little bit more lighter, then you have these options available to you as well. And there's the blank ones for you too. You're the bee's knees. She's probably saying that about Bee, isn't she, people? Yeah, you can just tell, right? Cute little face, everything else. And be sweet. So here's how we've used those round circle tags. Be kind and be happy. So great ideas. And again, because of the fonts that we have, it's already done for you. You can just simply place those on your crafting projects. Now, the squares, almost like stamps or little tuck-ins. Maybe you want to use them as little tags in your crafting projects. These are great little things. Again, where they're already done for you. The shadowing is on it. It already is all clipped together for you so that you can just easily place it in and continue on with your creating. My heart belongs to you. And home is where your honey is. Just a few little options, so depending on what you thought worked best for your project. And lastly, this is a topper piece. Again, this is created in a big 12 by 12. You've got room to write in whether you want a name or a date or a title, whatever you want to journal in here, or even leave it blank. It looks good just the way it is. But a great element in order to have, maybe it's across the top of your element, or sorry, of your project, or right through the center of it, just to give it that real visual interest. And you can also see how Mary Fran used the ribbons. To give you an example of the ribbons that were in the FQB, once you've placed them together, this is a good example of how to use them. So that's our Little Bits Elements pack. So let's take a step on over to our solid papers. So the solid papers, I'm hoping you can see this, being that this is black, it just has a muted honeycomb pattern in it. So something to just give it some visual interest, definitely. But great pattern papers in order to use as background papers. Certainly you can use it as a main paper for yourself. Nice strong color, and it has that pattern in there so that you can use it this way. And there's 10 of these solid background papers in here for you to use. All right, moving on to the alpha. So our alpha, we always give you an alpha in here because maybe you want to spell a name, a date, a title, even a phrase with it. We want to make sure that we offer these for you because those are the special things that really punctuate what it is that your craft project is about. Obviously, you can see that there's first off is numbers. So you get a full set of numbers and you get a full set of lowercase letters as well as a few, there's actually 4 punctuation marks. There's the apostrophe in order to complement what it is that you're trying to spell out. Hopefully we've given you enough punctuation, and you're welcome to leave us a comment or send us an email if you'd like to see more in the alphas. But we standardly include 4 or 5 punctuation marks. So you can see by the nice bold color of it as well that it's used the black floral paper, so it will stand out if you put it on top of a lighter colored paper. R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z for those of us in Canada. And lastly, our paper pack, which is we call our Bee-lightful 2. Again, these papers are not included in the FQB. They're not included anywhere else. They're a similar pattern, but they're all different colors. So when you are creating and you're looking at, wow, you know, like I made the one project and I had a lot of fun doing that. I'd like to make something else. Well, of course, you're maybe going to want to create something in a different color palette. Maybe you want it to go a little different direction. This just gives you way more creative options with it. And in the 2, we'll check that when we return back to the folder here. But there it is. The 2 has 19 items in it. So you have 19 additional background papers with that. So once again, thanks for joining me. This is our bundled Bee-lightful collection. We hope that you find some inspiration in this kit. It's bright, it's cheerful, and it's bringing spring on. Help us to bring the spring weather to our doors, and we hope that you enjoy creating with this new kit. Thanks again. Please be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can never miss a video. It will give you actual notifications when we do put up new videos, whether that be a video release or the how-to videos or the projects that we create. Thanks again for watching. Please leave us a comment if you have something to let us know about, and we hope you'll tune in again. Thanks. Bye-bye.